Welcome to episode number 89 of the Beyond Social Media Show, the podcast for marketing, advertising, public relations, and communications professionals. We're recording live on Google Hangouts on air on March 28, 2015. This week's stories. In the worst category, we're going to talk about TedCruz NOT Com, Google Plus' slow alleged death, AskSeaWorld's Twitter chat. In best category, we're going to talk about visual arts and social media. Augmented reality gaming. We're going to ask the question you want to find out: is social media ruining your sex life? Matthew McConaughey's Lincoln ad goes up in smoke. The truth is still out there, and the State Department hangs out. We got some shiny new stuff you'll definitely want to stick around for. We'll wrap it up with some statistics about attribution models marketers are using to measure ROI. So that's on the agenda today. I am David Erickson, your co-host. You can find me at D. Erickson on Twitter. I'm the VP of Online Marketing at Kowalski & Courage. I'm with my co-host, BL Ochman. BL is at What's Next on Twitter. She is the CEO of Maximum-Plus.com, and she writes for Ad Age. You can find us on the show at BeyondSocialMediaShow.com. We are on Twitter at BS Media Show, and you can subscribe to our newsletter, weekly newsletter, so you don't miss a podcast. That's at BeyondSocialMediaShow.com/newsletter. We have exclusive content there, so definitely sign up. We started off the worst. BL always has the honors. BL, lead it off. Tell me about TedCruz.
Well, as you said, TedCruz NOT Com. TedCruz is not particularly experienced in politics or online communications, and so unfortunately he forgot to buy his own name, TedCruz NOT Com. So when you go to TedCruz NOT Com, and it is still there, you see a black screen, and it says, Support President Obama, Immigration Reform Now. And, you know, a lot of us noticed that. You go to look at his website when he announces his candidacy. And so that by the next day, they had bought TedCruz 2016 and TedCruz sucks and, you know, the normal things you're supposed to buy. But they forgot to buy TedCruz 2016.mobi. So I'm the proud owner of his mobile website.
One of the first things I tell people, young people starting out and they're still in college and they need an online presence, .com thyself. Buy your own domain name. Come on. That's
not only your own name, but everything anybody's likely to call you, because if there's something they could
running for president,
they will. You know, so they got TedCruz sucks. They got TedCruz lies. I mean, I tried for those, but they were gone. I mean, that is beyond a rookie mistake. That is mind blowing.
Yeah.
So the other thing that I have is yet another link baiting. Why Google Plus is dying and nearly dead. And this is by Jason Demers in Social Times Adweek's blog. And you know, it's another link bait headline, but the conclusion is, even though the name is still lingering, Google Plus as we know it is dead and there's no bringing it back. However, Google is known for their commitment to user feedback and improving user experience rather than abandoning their product. They're listening to their users. They're taking the best parts of Google Plus, making them better, and rolling them out individually. In the end, Google Plus will live on in the form of better, more intuitive products. So go explain the headline.
Yeah, well, you explained it. It's linked by the Google Plus is certainly changing. They've said so. They are decoupling features of it, the photos and the Hangouts and everything. But it's not as if, I mean, think about it logically. It's not as if Google is going to quit social media, right? They need that data. It's gonna be there in some form or another. So.
It's, you know, the communities in Google Plus continue to be the strongest I have ever seen, and the place where people are the most likely to be generous in their assistance to each other, to learn together. The co-learning community here is wonderful. If you're not participating in it, you're missing something extraordinary. And Google Hangouts get better every day. So, except of course, Comment Tracker's not working. But what do you got, Dave?
So the big story this week was SeaWorld. SeaWorld decided to ask the online community, specifically Twitter, which is probably not the place to ask them questions. and this is the company that was the subject of the Blackfish documentary in 2018 about how they mistreated the orca whales. So this is from a Mashable article by Molly Lynch. They asked people to ask on Twitter, asked them questions using the AskSeaWorld hashtag, and people responded. They had nearly 35,000 tweets during the past 7 days, so over the course of the past week, nearly 35,000 tweets using that hashtag, and most of them critical, right, of how SeaWorld uses
very critical
its orcas. I think this. I think it's not. This isn't the case where they didn't know what they were doing. I think this is a case where they knew what they were doing. I think it's telling that they pulled something like this because I think it's telling of what Blackfish has affected their attendance. I think they did it intentionally to address some of the criticism, but they tried to control the conversation. So they took select answers and put them at ask.SeaWorldCares.com. And if you look at the questions and the answers, you can tell they're trying to control the conversation. So one of the questions is, would Kiko the orca whale, known from the film Free Willy, have lasted any longer in SeaWorld? The answer they give from the author of Killing Kiko, a book on the subject, is yes, just a short yes. Another question is, why are zoos and aquariums important? The answer is given by frequently asked questions. The questions are not linked to the. I mean, when they appear to come from a tweet or from somebody on Twitter, they're not linked to that account, so you can't go back to that person and source the question. So they're clearly trying to control the question. I suspect they're just trying to collect a bunch of answers that bolster their side of the equation without really addressing the issues that.
Well, of course they are, and you know the question is, what could they have done better? And the answer is they should not have done that, because the answers that they got were inevitable, and so they freaked out. They completely freaked out, and they said, you know, we'd love to answer your question, but we're being overrun by thousands of bots and trolls. Well, no, people who have comments are not all bots and trolls, and you know, if they're going to ask that question and not be aware of the fact that there's a negative sentiment, I don't think there's an answer to how could they have done that better. I think they simply should not have done that. It was bad judgment to do it. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean the other side of it, I mean, as I said, I think they're trying to collect answers that were suitable to their framing of the issue, right? But they created a trending topic basically that drew attention to them again.
And then they also got nasty with the responders. Oh, how 2014 of you to hijack our hashtag. No, that's the way people interact on the internet.
It's not like the questioners didn't have any legitimate questions.
Well, exactly. So onward to sex. Dorek says social media is ruining your sex life. This is a story in Ad Age, and it was by Ayeko Mai, and they really struck a nerve with sex, technology, and social media. They have a hashtag Connect effort, and it says that the sexiest thing you can do with social media is turn it off, and it's the most watched video on the Ad Age viral video chart for the second week in a row. Not surprising. And basically they interviewed all these people and said, you know, do you take your social media to bed? And to my astonishment, yeah, they do. And people were in tears saying, I shouldn't do that. I'm sorry. I'm not paying attention to you. Wow.
So there's another example of link bait, though. I mean, you know.
Well, yeah, of course it's link bait, but it's happy link bait, and it's fun. And guess what? It's true. You should not take your social media to bed. Take your social media to bed with me, man. You're out. What? What'd you say?
One guy reacted like, no, I have to take my social media to bed.
Yeah, bye. I have lots of good news, and I think you do too. This is my favorite thing that happened all week. First of all, I love Cheech and Chong, and I always have. And the Daily Mail had a story by Chelsea White about Tommy Chong's a hilarious send-up of Matthew McConaughey's Lincoln ad. And basically what he's saying in the Lincoln ad, Matthew McConaughey says, yeah, I was driving this car long before anybody paid me to drive it, and I just liked it. And of course, Tommy Chong just kind of likes to smoke dope. And so he's saying, yeah, I was smoking dope long before anybody paid me to talk about it. And it turns out, and I mean, it's just hilarious. There's a portion of the video where there's a bull in the road, and so he asks Siri, how do you move a bull off the road? And Siri says, results for how to blow your load, which is exactly what Siri would say. But it turns out that what he's doing is he's launching Tommy Chong's Smoke Swipe, the #1 solution for smoke odor on your clothes and your face and your beard. And you can buy a 3-pack for $9.99, and you can reuse each one 10 times, according to his website, chongswipes.com. What a clever product launch.
So does it work only in states that are legal for selling marijuana, or is it well? I mean,
I don't think so. I think it works any place that pot is smoked, and you probably need it more in the states where it's not legal.
it's hilarious.
So, and go ahead, Dave.
So yeah, I got I came across this video last time. We didn't have time to talk about it last week, but it's a video purporting to show augmented reality gaming, and it's awesome. It's from a Next Web story by Owen Williams, and it's a video by Magic Leap, which is a virtual reality company that's funded by Google, and it's purporting to show a release of their augmented reality gaming headset. It depicts a game where users can interact with the real world and virtual objects, and it has impressive graphics, and it's like you're sitting in an office environment, you put on the headset, and you've got overlaid on it all these aliens popping out into your office, and you can shoot them and have a first-person shooter right in your office or any environment you're in. So it might be just a simulation. It's unclear whether this is an actual product or not, but it is an amazing video to give you a glimpse of where augmented reality can go. I think this is definitely something this is not far out. This is something that very, very well could happen. So I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to play that game.
Me too. Me too. So the other really astounding news and the best Twitter exchange of the week is that the X-Files is coming back. The truth is out there. It's still out there. So it was announced by Gillian Anderson, who said, Mulder, it's me. Are you ready? And then it was linking to the X-Files officially coming back as a mini-series. And David Duchovny says, I'm ready, G-Woman. And then he tweets a little while later, he tweets, it's been 13 years, I hope my suits still fit.
Do we know where it's coming? Is it coming back to Fox, or is it
it's coming back to Fox.
Okay.
And I don't know when.
I am a little anxious about this because I love the X-Files. I watched it religiously, but I also love 24, and when it came back, I'm like, this is not as good. And I don't know whether it's TV got a lot better in the intervening years, like, you all of a sudden had really quality TV, but it pales by comparison. It really wasn't that good to begin with. Or if it just became bad. So I'm worried
No, it was great. Are you kidding? I don't know what they're going to do about Cigarette Man, because he died, though.
Oh,
Smoked himself to death. So there won't be Cigarette Man when the X-Files comes back, but the truth is out there somewhere. Now I want them to bring back Mary Hartman, and Fernwood Tonight, two of the greatest shows of all time. They really ought to bring them back. They would hold up.
So I went to the Minneapolis Institute of Arts for the first time in many, 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 many years. It's one of my favorite places. I can't believe it's been so long since I've gone there. We went as our office every week sets aside a week in which that we call Creativity Week, and we do a bunch of activities to spark our creativity, and so this was part of it, going to the Minneapolis Institute of Arts. There's an article on Red Current by Morgan Mercer that talks about their social media use, Minneapolis Institute of Arts social media use. The last time I was there, it was before social media was really it came to the fore, so there wasn't a lot of activity around that. Certainly the Art Institute wasn't engaged in it, but now they are. They actually celebrating their 100th birthday, and they've got a wonderful exhibit of black and white photos from each era of the 100 years of their existence, and they're encouraging people all throughout the museum to share their experiences, and that's what you want to do when you're there and beholding your favorite works of art and everything. They ask
I saw you doing
that.
that.
Huh?
I saw you doing that on Facebook and Twitter.
That's right. So they were asking visitors to take photos of works of art that that are meaningful to them, to their past, with a Throwback Thursday tag. So using the hashtag TBTMIA, I posted a video of a photo of a painting that one of my earliest memories is from the Minneapolis Institute of Arts. When I was like 4 or 5 years old, I just was enraptured with this painting of cherubs and brilliant pillowy white clouds and crimson robes flowing down. It was just, I remember being enraptured with it, so I took a photo of that and shared it. I live streamed from Meerkat a sound installation called Inverse Echo by Jonathan Kaiser. So I went into the room where this installation was, fired up Meerkat, took it around because it's a sound type of environment. And if it was there 10 years ago, somebody would have told me not to do that, right?
Well,
they've got an iPad optimized site where you can explore in depth the works of art that they have there, called artsmia.org. You should check it out. It's for tablet especially, but it's very, very clever the way museums are really engaging people online now.
Well, I think that is very, very wise of them, and here in New York you still can't take pictures when you're in the museum, although everybody does. They can't run over and stop you fast enough, and everybody does take pictures, but, I understand not wanting flash. I do understand that, but because it disturbs other people, but not wanting pictures altogether, don't understand that.
Yeah.
So, does that bring us to shiny new stuff?
It does. What do you got?
Oh, I'm so excited. The StoryCorps, which is a nonprofit organization that has let 100,000 people record interviews about their lives and pass wisdom from one generation to the other. You used to have to go somewhere and go in a booth in order to do it, or send away for a kit in order to do it. And now Josh Rubin on Cool Hunting had a story about the app, the StoryCorps app. It's for iOS right now, I believe, only. But I downloaded it, and I can't wait to talk to my dad and get his stories, because he's 88 years old, and he's an amazing storyteller. I love listening to him, and having that for posterity would just be fantastic. So now you can do it with your phone. That's so cool.
That's awesome. That's really, I mean, it's taking the oral tradition into the digital age. It's crowdsourcing oral tradition. That's fantastic. I can't wait to use it. I'm absolutely.
I know, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It suggests questions. It helps you to do your interviews, and everything about it is, it's so well tested. 100,000 people have done it, and I've always wanted to do it, but I kind of never got around.
I think people just, there's no excuse not to anymore, to ask your parents, videotape them, interview them, and ask them about their stories, and say that. I did that with my mom a little bit before she died, and I'm so thankful that I did that, because it's stuff that I can go back to just personally as a recorded memory, right? So
because that's the thing that you miss the most. You miss the stories,
yep.
And the voice. You miss the voice.
Yeah. So Twitter cutting off some of their social graph access. This week they rained more on Meerkat's parade by introducing Periscope, their app, their Meerkat killer. This is from a Mashable article by Lance Olanoff, who has a very in-depth, hands-on review of Periscope, so you should read it. Periscope differs from Meerkat in a couple of ways, but it tracks viewers' comments. It adds the ability to you can heart video streams, so you can like them basically and probably save them for later. It uses swipes and gestures for navigation and using the features. The interaction with the live stream occurs within the app only, so it doesn't occur on Twitter. You can share the stream with all of your followers, or you can have a private broadcast, so you can just select individuals to broadcast to. So that way it's different from Meerkat, and the broadcasts are auto-saved and uploaded to Periscope, so they can be watched later, which is also different from Meerkat. Meerkat, you have to proactively say, yes, I want to save this, and it saves it to your phone, and it doesn't always work. I've had
No, it really doesn't always work, and as a matter of fact, Meerkat really doesn't always work. Period. But they're both fascinating platforms, and I've been playing with both of them.
Yeah, and I mean they're both early. They're both gonna have glitches, or you're gonna have to give them some slack because they're both still working out the kinks. But Meerkat is just blown up. I expect this format is going to have staying power, and it's that I don't even know what is it's not a landscape version. It's that type of format is going to take hold, I think. So like Pinterest changed the way websites are designed and stuff. I think we're going to have to account for the tall box.
Oh, you mean in terms of design and so on?
Yeah. Yep,
yeah,
yep.
That's always that always is a factor, But that's good. Progress marches on.
Yes, exactly.
I have a peanut gallery out in the hall. Nobody's dying. So on to projects.
You were quoted.
Yeah, in PR News has a social media manual, and I'm quoted talking about what you're missing out on if you're not using Google+. And there are I don't know 50 or more social media type people quoted, and the digital copy is $399, and the printed copy is $499. So more power to you if you want to buy it.
Wow, that's cool. That's very cool. That's some heavy-duty expertise right there, too.
There really is some heavy-duty expertise. But, like any of these things, as soon as you write them, things change. And I think I was interviewed about this 6 months ago or so, and they apologized for taking so long to produce it, because who knows what happened. But, unless it's a digital format that you can change as things change, I'm not so sure things like that are worth the money.
Yeah. I mean, they do get out of date awfully quickly. So, yeah. All right. So, are we going to wrap this up with some numbers?
Yep.
All right. So, attribution models used by B2B and B2C marketers. This is something we need to be paying more and more attention to. How we measure our ROI. So, we need to attribute however we're measuring our ROI to sources, right? So stats on multi-channel, all marketers who measure all influencing touch points, 21% are doing that. 19% are just measuring the last touch, the conversion. First and last touch, the lead source and the conversion, 18% are measuring that. First touch only, the lead source, 15% are measuring that. Don't have an attribution model in place. 38%. That's more than any of the other ones. 38% are basically not measuring their efforts. So what the hell?
I don't quite understand why you wouldn't, frankly. Yeah. But still there are people who don't understand why you should link to your sources. So it's not surprising. I would like to encourage everybody to subscribe to our newsletter, because I think you'll find the format is different and fun. And you can go to BeyondSocialMediaShow.com/newsletter to sign up. And we include stuff we haven't had a chance to cover in the show, and some moments of joy and some awesome things we've come across during the week. And so we hope you'll sign up.
Very good. So that's a wrap for this week. Thanks for watching episode 89 of the Beyond Social Media Show. You can find us at BeyondSocialMediaShow.com. Again, the newsletter is at BeyondSocialMediaShow.com/newsletter. If you like the show, please leave us a review on iTunes or Stitcher. You can do that by going to BeyondSocialMediaShow.com/love. You'll find links to both those platforms there. We'd love to hear what you think about the show. Till next week, thanks for watching.
Same time, same station, next Saturday. Thanks for watching.